Hello, everyone. Greetings. Greetings. I hope you can hear me and I hope it's streaming correctly. Yeah, I'm on the free version now. I'm on the free version now. How are you, everyone? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? I don't know. Let's see. Is it streaming or no? Ah, we're streaming. Okay. All right. So, how is everybody? Um, there's one watching. Do say hello. Do say hello. It is bright behind me, and that is because, well, the sun's out. This is my back door, by the way. Into the wilderness. Hey, Mugs. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, yeah, I'm not in a dungeon. I'm not in a basement. Looks good, doesn't it? So the lighting's going to change because of the sun, because of clouds, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, oh my gosh, 30 years in the Appalachia, um, being pagan in southern Appalachia of East Tennessee, and what that's been like. And there's a lot of stuff that's changed in 30 years, don't you think? Yeah. Gandhi. Hi. Good to see you, Gandhi. Um, so yeah, I'm going to talk about the changes in the area, and then I'm going to talk about the changes in me, what I've been up to. It's been really exciting for me lately. A lot of growth, a lot of exercise, a lot of yoga. I have a I have a collarbone. Okay. Um, I turned 50 this year, and yeah, I'm gonna rock it with style and grace and no hair. So I'm keeping the hat because I love the hat. It's kind of like my icon. But anyway, yeah, no hair, no hair, no hair, no need for it. I love it. Very freeing, especially in a redneck town. Yeah, it's very rebellious. It's absolutely rebellious. Okay. So 30 years ago in East Tennessee, to be pagan in order to find a stick of incense, okay, you probably had to go to like Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and cross your fingers. You found the hippie shop. Look at her. She wants to get out. I'm feeding the birds behind us, and she chatters, and now she wants to get out. Hello, Angel. Good to see you, doll. Well, that's the sunlight. Yep. If the sun wasn't, fluctuating with the clouds, it it's gonna change. It's gonna change. So okay. So yeah, so you had to go like an hour's drive to get a stick of incense, and you'd get lucky enough if you were lucky enough to find a hippie shop. And it was very hush hush, and you kind of had to know somebody who knew somebody to even get invited to a circle. It was not wow, it's wide open now, but then you had to know somebody who knew somebody, and you didn't tell your family. You weren't open about it. You didn't wear your jewelry. You hid your books. Yes. So, um, no, you can't have my number. Thank you, though. Thank you. So yeah, you had to hit your now. There used to be, I believe, it was Pangaea was a magazine, and if you were lucky, you were able to uh, marry make some connections and hookups through those. A lot of well-known old school authors were more easily accessible back then. And let's see. You just didn't you had to keep it on the down low in public because it wasn't really safe. Like it wasn't, we're gonna come and burn crosses in your yard, but I mean it was pretty much threats to burn crosses in your yard. Absolutely. And I told my family because I was so happy to get away from that oppressive religion. And I went and told my family, and yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I lost my whole family over leaving the Christian church. And what few friends I had that were pagan, I held on to, and those were my craft mothers. Most of all but two are gone now. Gypsy is still alive. If you are here and remember Gypsy, she's still alive, and I seen her last week. She's not doing too well, but that's what happens to us when we get old. We get more and more dependent on others. So I'm spending a lot of time with her, and I'm also doing a lot of work in the community I'm working with of women that are beautiful, bright women, successful professional women in many different areas and facets. Okay, let's get back. So the family, yeah, I would still get invited to like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff. And one year, it was early on. One year, I was invited to say the prayer for the family, the blessing for Thanksgiving. I think it was a Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't remember. And I think we got it. I think we got it. And woo, I lit some fires right then. And I was young. I didn't I didn't know what it would cost me to be so brave and brash about my spirituality and my path in this Bible Belt. But they made sure they made my life hell because of it. They absolutely did. And I was ostracized. So was my cousin, my first cousin, who is the most popular. Oh, sorry, I'm at my table. Most popular drag queen in our hometown, which really surprised a lot of people to learn about me, I guess. I'm not sure. So as time went on, more and more bookshops started carrying more and more metaphysical books. And it was like a hippie flow that turned into a yoga flow that turned into a rainbow flow of LGBTQ. And it grew from there. Now I can say I only go. You love a good drag show. Hell yeah. Me too. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I went and seen my cousin. And the bass was loud and she was dancing in my belly. I was like, oh my gosh, girl. Oh my gosh. Hold on. What is this? Trump never represents Stalin in his way through every election. I don't know what that has to do with my show, though. But feel free to voice your opinion. Absolutely. Yeah. I've had a lot of fun with my cousin girl. A lot of fun. Yeah. So coming into a world, go up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gandhi, if you're here, I'm glad you stopped by. And I hope you're well. Kind of confused though. Okay. Um, I don't want to get into it. So I got involved with my craft mothers, and I helped them and several others form a coven. And that coven lasted for a really, really long time. I couldn't be involved in it as much as I wanted to because I worked a third shift job. And if anybody has ever worked third shift, you know that kills your social life. Absolutely. Kills your social life. So I left the coven because I did not feel like I could give what I needed or get what I needed from from the community. I also was with a very controlling man. Yes. Um, so I left and did my own thing, and then I become a mother, and that really changed things. Dead as a what? Dead as a doornail? What's dead as a doornail? Girl, what are you talking about? I didn't wear any jewelry. Oh wait, I did. I wore my bear claw. I wore my bear claw, and I can have it because of my tradition, and I have indigenous blood. Provable. Oh, social life. Yes, yes. Third shift dead. You don't get to go anywhere. I mean, you can, and I could, but even in my 20s, I was like, I got to sleep. I can only go like 3 days without sleep. And that is a spiritual quest within itself, right? Going 3 days without sleep. Absolutely. Like I can hardly ever do drugs because I was my own drug. I go 3 days without sleep and then bam, vision. Yeah. So it's really hard. Everywhere I went, like I would wear my jewelry, I would be very proud of who I was. I'm still proud of who I am. I was proud then. I was proud, like, I don't have to subscribe to this religion. Just because it's been handed down through generations, I don't have to walk the path of my mother and my father and all the other people. My grandmother was such a staunch religious woman. She was um she thought we were all just filthy, dirty rags in the eyes of God. I was like, oh my God, Mama, what are you saying? People are capable of beautiful, wonderful things. And then she found out, oh my God, her granddaughter had sex. Now, oh my God, her granddaughter, enjoyed it. She tried to raise me to not enjoy anything like that, literally in my life. I was raised not to enjoy sex. So, of course, paganism opened a whole new colorful world for me. Free love, good sex, and a rebellion against everything that seemed to cause people harm. And I'm sorry, but I knew at a very young age that the church caused a lot of fucking harm. And it was hard to live without family. It was hard. So for 10 years, I was pagan without my family. And then I got pregnant, and of course they wanted to be in my daughter's life and influence her. So they wanted to be in my life, but not because of me, but because of my child. They wanted to be able to influence my child. And they didn't care what I said. They had no respect for the mother whatsoever. I told them not to feed my child fast food. They took her to McDonald's. I told them not to show her horror films. They showed her Chucky. That was my sister. I told them that my child was not going to be raised Christian. My child was going to be raised to know about all religions, because that is the only just thing I felt I could do for my child, was raise her in a colorful array of fucking choices. Granted, if you get too many choices, if you have ADHD on the spectrum, you're not going to know what to do with your life. But I did it anyway, because I wanted her to know that, just because we're in this area, it does not mean you only have this choice, which is wrong. It's wrong to do to any child, in my opinion. To raise them, you have to believe, you know, and browbeat a child into submission. That's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. So, let's see. After I become a mother in the pagan community, that's when around 2010 in the area is when paganism kind of really started rolling. And then around 2011, 2013, a friend of mine opened a shop, and she's like the longest metaphysical shop owner in the area. She's still open. She's very successful. Now, there's other stores that have come and gone. There's some that's still open that I go to, but they don't really hit it home for me. Some of them are party pagan. Some of them are pagan because it's profitable. Yeah, let's talk about that. But my friend that has had this shop is the one that is like, she walks it, she lives it, she breathes it, she is it. Those are the type of people that I love to interact with. If you walk it, talk it, eat it, live it, you are it. You are a living altar, right, to what you believe spiritually. Now let's talk about Christianity. If Christianity could be that way, could be practice what they preach, I don't think the world would have an issue right now. I just don't. I don't at all. But they don't. Now, I won't say all. I will never say all. There's a lot of them that, you live your way, I'll live mine. And we can be happy together. Practice what you practice. But then again, I mean, you can't really do that, can you? No, because it's not just Christianity. How many other religious organizations or part of an organized religion that say you have to be this way or leave? You have to be this way or die. You have to be this way or suffer somehow. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic. So while the community was growing, I helped organize a lot of like pagan pride days in universal Unitarian churches is where we would hold them. And then I started noticing, like, not just my childhood friend that I grew up with that was a gay man, and not just my cousin who was the most famous drag queen in our town, but there was so many more people of that community that gravitated towards paganism. So my autistic brain said, okay, why is this? Let's see. Turns out that pagans were all encompassing and much more welcoming and just more suitable for the alternative. Now, I say alternate from the Abrahamic religions lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. that was just the go-to. That was the answer. That was the easy answer. We had in our pagan community, it was like a melting pot of anything non-Abrahamic. It was Buddhist. It was practicing Hindus, Taoist, heathens, Luciferians, Satanists, Jamaicans. Yeah, some Jamaicans, not a lot. Okay. But yeah, that was the melting pot in little towns, in podunk towns, where you don't even get a movie release. That's not that way since high speed internet, smartphones. But before that, we didn't even get movie releases till like a month or 6 months after California or New York, places like that. So we were behind the times, and I was very, very sheltered. Hmm. Okay. So fast forward, what did we do? Oh, we got to where we got big enough. We got to where we adopted a highway. And that was probably the only function I would not take my daughter to because it's beside a highway. You don't take a kid, a teen, yes, but a kid on the side of the highway pick up trash. You just don't, or I didn't. Um, and I even had like the little backpack thing to put her on my back and stuff and on the front and all that. But I was what was called a crunchy mom. Yeah. So let's fast forward to what happened to Crunchy Mom. Crunchy Mom became this far right, and before I even knew it, because I was sheltered, this far right, almost MAGA situation. I don't know. Granola Mom, Crunchy Mom. I'm like, look, I just wanted my kid to have healthy food, a cloth diaper, and freedom to run. And yeah, so finding out that was a whole revelation for me. I'm like, oh, so that's what people thought I sucked. Okay. Because now if it's like Crunchy Mom went mega right, and the alternative to that was, I guess, the science proven mom. I don't know. I don't really know what the alt to that was, but yeah, that was wild. Finding out that. Whew, okay. So let's see what happened. Let's see. What did I do in community? I did a lot of community service. I organized a help crew for the elderly women, elders and elderly women in the pagan community. We would get together and go help them do yard work or clean their house, go shopping for them. And Charlie, the one I grew up with, he was all about it. He was my sidekick for a really, really, really long time. And let's see, the roadside cleanup. That was when things were a bit more gaining momentum and being more acceptable in the area. I will say though, there was several pagan shops that would come and go. The ones that seem to really work is the ones that really live it, like my friend Malia. She really walked her talk, she lived it. So I think it's because that was just who she was. And that's why she did so well. Or it could be that she come from money and didn't really need it, but was able to keep it open. Anyway, I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. But I do know that if you do not walk your talk, karma will smack you in the head and ass at the same time, and you'll do a flip. Absolutely. Okay, so we are 24 minutes in. And I think that's going to bring us up to COVID. Yeah, COVID time. There's just a lot of stuff, a lot of meetups. I never got into yoga until very recently, actually. But we won't go there yet. So during COVID, I noticed, well, everybody knows there was a big shift, huge shifts happening. And I was researching like the incline of paganism and the incline of where the economy was going, what was going to be really popular and stuff, because I was studying aromatherapy. I'm an aromatherapist. I was studying aromatherapy to see, like, is this going to be beneficial for community? Is this going to be something I should carry on? Because there's level 1, 2, and 3. And at level 3, you can open your own aromatherapy school and start teaching. So I'm level 1. I'm thinking about going on to level 2. I'm not sure yet. But so I was looking at it, and the economy incline for all things paganisque, alternative to Christianity or Abrahamic religions, was on a huge incline. Huge. I was like, whoa, we're fixing to take over the world. Here it goes. We're going. So I was like, all right. So I, got involved in Reiki and studied Reiki and become a master in Reiki and finished my aromatherapy. And then I got to some of these local shops that were kind of hippy dippy, but had a few tarot and stuff. And one actually pulled me in, said, hey, I need you to be our buyer. And once I was the buyer, it was like, okay, this is great shit, because her store took off. As soon as she got more metaphysical stuff, it took off. But I noticed that she wasn't living her talk. And she's had to close her business twice now because she's not living her talk. So that's fine. My problem is, I think a lot of people that do this for profit, like, I get what Hillman said. You do it for profit, you're going to fall on your face. You can't live this type of spiritual life in this spiritual depth of realness and rawness and have greed. You just can't. It will flip you over totally. There's no real benefit in it to get rich off of selling dreams. For sure. For sure. So she stumbled and fell. She stumbled. And there's several others that have got really good shops, but they do not do as well as they could, because they just don't have the time or energy or spiritual fluidity to put into it. But I still support them because, I support pagans. So, all right. So it's almost 30 minutes. All right. So let's get into what I've been into. All right. So I turned 50 on New Year's Eve. And a big cataclysm happened to me. Huge. That shifted my whole life. The tower fell. The tower fell. And I'm grateful for it. It was stressful. It was needlessly harmful to me and to EDM. It wasn't EDM that did it, but it was because of EDM that it happened to me, um, needlessly. And that was the lightning strike that took the tower down. So, right before that, I was invited to, no, let's go back more. A friend of mine invited me over to start taking yoga with her because she's a yoga instructor. And I was like, okay, I've needed to do something to help me get back in my body, out of my head and back into my body with my practice. And I was in a really dark, dark place. Really, really dark, dark place. Thinking bad thoughts. She's like, come and do yoga. So I went and did yoga. I was like, man, this feels good the first time. So I kept going back. And each time I went back, something in me would break and then heal. And then break and then heal. There were times when I would get downloads from it, cry. I'd tell her, I'm sorry, I'm crying. She said, you're doing the hard work. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're experiencing exactly what yoga is about. I was like, are you for real right now? Are you telling me like I could have been doing all this all alone and I just didn't? No, because I had my nose in the book. I always had my nose in the book, and that is just like, you know, you you learn a lot in the book, but you miss so much when that's all you do is read and research and study. Hello, Raven. Yes, yes, I am. That's why I do the yoga still, Raven. Yes. So the more I did it, the more I realized that this shit was fucking medicine. It is medicine. And this is stuff that you can only do for yourself. It is not something that you take in a pill or you can write in a journal. I mean, journaling and maybe pills is part of it, but you have to have a bunch of tools. Like, I don't care how advanced you are, you get in a dark place, you better have some tools at your disposal that you can pull on to help pull you up out of that dark spot. And that yoga saved my life. She helped save my life, and she knows that. So she's seen where I was working on my stuff, doing all this hard stuff, all that internal ooey goo. She's like, I think you need to. Yeah, it keeps you in your heart space, Raven. It keeps you in your heart space. And if you've been, I was very traumatized and abused. I was in a house where I was constantly being re traumatized and abused. And being in my body allows the mind to heal, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, Nastya, good to see you. Night of the soul. Well, be patient. My best advice for that is be patient because you can't rush through the healing. Like you can't. Heart spaces. Mm-hmm. Yes, Raven. I had to sit with that for a second. Lost your license. Oh my God. Is this not it's the year of the fire horse? Whoo! I'm glad to hear it, Nastya. I'm so glad. Be patient with yourself. Yeah, be patient with yourself. It's like if you're not centered and grounded in who the fuck you are, this year is just going to try to rip you up, just rip you apart. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sending good juju for you, Nastya. Don't ever take someone else's shame and take it and absorb it. Yeah, yeah. Wear a mirror. Wear a mirror. Mirror magic is good. Wear a mirror. Put mirrors up outside your house, facing out, not in. Out mirrors. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to not absorb it as an empath, isn't it? I take a lot of salt baths too. A lot of salt baths. Yeah, wear a mirror. Salt baths are mwah, it's amazing. Wait till you hear about the other water around me in my life right now. But I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get there, I promise. I don't know if you all can tell a difference in my aura, but I am in such a better place right now. Oh my God. It is. It is. But that's why you need to stay in your body as much as possible. Practice tapping. Tapping. That helps. Tapping. This is my head. This is no one else's head. This is my brain, no one else's brain. This is my heart, no one else's heart. See where I'm going with that? It works. So I was given the opportunity to go to a women's retreat in January, and I found out right before my birthday. That made a lot of people upset. So I found out before my birthday. The retreat was after my birthday. So on my birthday, certain people made sure they did everything they could to ruin that day. Absolutely. And they did. They did. I'm like, oh, so what? Your birthdays are blah blah blah. Well, it was with intent, you know. It wasn't because somebody accidentally died or had a wreck. It was with fucking intent. That's what makes it bad for me. That's what makes it bad for me. Yes. Thank you, Raven. Thank you. I'm very peaceful. And if I'm not, I just take a walk through the woods right behind me. So that started the ball. Got the ball rolling. My birthday being ruined. That was the lightning strike. They hit the tower for sure. So I just kept doing the yoga. I went to the retreat. I seen that these women were working to create a healing community. Women of recovery, addiction recoveries, women working with other women that were in recovery. I do not have a drug addiction. I smoke cannabis, but I can put it down. I haven't smoked it in a week and a half now. Yeah, because of the full moon. I've learned that, you know, it is being abused by so many, and though I use it mainly for pain, physical pain, that I become to rely on it instead of sussing out the pains, figuring out how to make the pain lessen or heal the pain. And you can't do that if you're constantly numbing the pain out. You are avoiding healing or spiritually bypassing to get a download. You know what I'm saying? So, with reverence, with respect, with honor, I am going to use it again, but not like I did before. And it was never something I used daily anyway, up until like 2 years ago, I used it daily. There you go, Raven. Where is my sound effect? Let's see. I think. Can I still use my sound effect? There you go. There you go. Right. Right, Blitz. It's not. It's not. But it can be used to avoid those deep, deep wounds and healing, or it can help bring it out. It can also, it opens us up to be a vessel where all this comes through, right? Yeah. And so it took these elders, they're about my age, but in their tradition, they are my elders. In our tradition, they are my elders. So I call them my elders. They sustain, or they're completely sober. They sustain for like 3 days before and 3 days after ceremonies and moons. And yeah, that is the way I'm going now. I knew as soon as by the end of that retreat session, I knew that was my people. I knew that was where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to be doing in the real life atmosphere. So before this last ceremony, the spring one, right, was this past weekend. I was invited to a sweat lodge by one of the elders. Never been to a sweat lodge before. And it was life-changing. It was completely life-changing. She is a Lakota Bear shamaness. She lives it. She walks it. She breathes it. She is it. There is no spiritual bypass. There is no lie. There is no sly. There is nothing that gets past her. Nothing. And she's like, you all don't realize this is like the easy fast track way. I had to fast for 4 days without food and water on a mountain by myself. I'm like, well, I could maybe if I had a tent, could I at least have a tent? I could probably do it if I had a tent. Because I've went 8 days with about 30 hours of sleep before, so I can do it. And I've fasted for a long time before. I can definitely do it. Oh, thank you, Raven. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. I'm glad you did. So I knew after that lodge that it was a bear lodge, that I had finally found something that shook my soul to the point that there was no denying what I was supposed to do. And at the end of it, before I went home, she gave me a gift. This is a red-tailed hawk. And I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a hawk outside now. I was thinking I'm going to find something really cool to put in there and secure it and then hang it. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. And there is nothing more humbling than being in a sweat lodge, in my opinion. Because you really find out who you are and what you're made of and what you can take in a sweat lodge. There were 4 rounds, and I'm like, well, I'm probably going to be the first one to be like, let's go. I can't do this. But we were told, like, if it gets too much, you can put your hands on the ground because the ground is cool, or you can lay down, put your face down. And so, first 2 rounds, I ended up putting my face down. And I remember kissing the ground and being so fucking thankful for that cool, just that tiny bit of change in temperature. And a tiny, tiny, slight, little bitty, tiny breeze. I was so thankful for it. And as soon as I released and let go, it's like the earth opened up and hugged me. I felt safe. And I can't think of a time where I've ever felt safer, honestly. It was very, very magical. I'm not going to go into many more details. Just that it changed my life. It changed my life. And then I come home to walking out back in the yard. I go back through the clearing into the woods, and I found these huge black feathers spread out. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, somebody got by a coyote. Or, there are mountain lion too. Bear, maybe, I guess. I don't think bear eats big birds, but maybe. So I researched it. First, we have wild turkey. I thought, well, it's probably wild turkey, but wild turkey is pretty patterned and variegated. This one was not. So upon research, what I had actually found was a black vulture. Oh my God. That is some powerful magic right there with the black vulture. I mean, the black vulture is basically the void. The black vulture has a pH balance of 0 and has to. Why? Because it's dead things. It is the grand alchemizer. The grand fucking alchemizer of this area, at least. And I looked around, I was like, well, surely, because there was a lot of sinew on a lot of them. And they're not clean, but I'll post pictures when they are. There was a lot of sinew on it. And I was like, where is the rest of this bird? If I could find the rest of the bird, I could probably figure out exactly what it was. And it wasn't until yesterday I ventured out when it was much brighter and clearer, and I found the V shape of its wing and a little bit of the real thin bone, maybe part of the shoulder. I think it might have been part of the shoulder, but that was it. Like nothing else. So I think it might have been from last year. And my elders said, when you're ready for the medicine, it will find you. It will find you. So the first thing I find is a vulture, the alchemizer, the void, a very, very prized bird in indigenous cultures, a very, very prized bird in all ancient cultures. Why? Well, I mean, think about it. Eaten rot is magic as fuck. It's goth as fuck. It's badass as fuck. It's just awesome. It's awesome as hell. Okay, so I guess I should figure out a good way to tell you how I got this house. Magic helped me get this house. Absolutely. Absolutely. I needed somewhere to go and I did not want to pay the insane amount of prices that rent is going for now. It is horrible. The economy is horrible. Um, but that is changing. I will it to be so. It's changing. So I have a 2-bedroom house in a holler in the Appalachia that you cannot see from Google at all. And I'm eternally thankful for that. It has a clear spring on it where the water is literally piped into the house. So I do not have the nasty city water. My skin thanks me for it for damn sure. There are 3 creeks that run through. From the spring house, huge patches of watercress is very nutritious. Like I will not go hungry. If all I had to live on was that watercress and things found on this land, I would be fine. Absolutely. What else is out there? Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. There's bloodroot out there. And if you don't know what bloodroot is, look it up. It is so beneficial. So beneficial. There are variegated yellow trilliums. They're also medicinal. Milk thistle, medicinal. Ragweed, as much as it fucks with people's allergies, it's medicinal. Mint, spotted mint, which the Cherokee called pipsqueeza. I like that word, pipsqueeza. It is. If I haven't sent you pictures, Blitz, I will send you pictures. I think I might have sent, I don't remember if I sent you the creek. I got in the creek and I videoed the creek coming towards me. Yeah. I believe there are sassafras up there, but I haven't found it yet. I haven't pinpointed it. Let me see. I've got a bunch of them that I've Googled just to make sure. California horsenite. What is it called? It's raining. Yep, horsenite. And what else? Which one is this? Oh, there's American sycamore out there. Very medicinal. Oh, I have a copper roof. Can you hear it? Copper fucking roof, y'all. I am being a hillbilly. Spring water in the house and a copper roof. You don't get much hillbillier than that. Okay. Black birch or cherry birch. And that is supposed to be as much, if not more so, a pain reliever than white willow bark. The white willow bark I use daily for pain, especially while I'm sustaining from cannabis during ceremonies. Oh my gosh. And see, I don't have all of them though. Oh, I gotta go look at, I have a plant identification app. And I pull them up there. So there's a Virginia pennywort. It is also medicinal. There's wild azalea. There is ivy galore, galore. And if you're into any of the druidic traditions, ivy is very much something that is good to have. Now, I brought some of it because it's this is a brick house. It grows up the side of the house, and I'm like, how about I just pull you down because it's literally everywhere out here, and I make wreaths. So I've made several ivy wreaths, and I even brought a bunch of ivy in the house because it is very protected. Very protected. You hear the crow? Lots of crows too. Um, and the holly bush is massive, and it gives me great shade on the front porch. Now the holly and the ivy grown side by side. That's another druidic magic that I encourage you to look into. It's great. I have a big piece that I cut off of the holly bush that I want to keep because it's so big. This house sat empty for like a year and everything grew up. And so I cut it back a bit and I'm saving the big pieces because that's magic, you know, it's folk magic. It's not high magic. It's not ceremonial magic, but it's nature's magic. And that's where that's where I've always resonated. That's kind of where I've always been. So I'm just getting back to my roots. I went and who is this? Hello. Mwah. I look forward to doing breaststrokes with you, sister. Yes. You want me to send you some? I can get all kinds of sticks for you. You whittle. Do you whittle? Okay, let's go back to breaststrokes. Okay. Me and my friend Mary here. Oh, I forgot that was a jaw. I'll tell you about it in a minute. We have been doing breaststrokes off and on for a bit, and we dedicate our weekends to painting boobies. Uh-huh. Me too. I'm sorry I can't do it Saturday. I'm working at the temple. I'm helping them garden at the temple. But I'll be there Sunday. Yeah. So we paint boobies, and then there's a contest to see which one gets to go on the calendars, and all proceeds go to help fight breast cancer. Yeah, sure do. Okay. So this is a goat's jaw. This is a goat's jaw. I love goat. I'm a Capricorn. Saturnalia is interesting. Saturn is interesting. Dealing with time constraints and restrictions and hard lessons is interesting to say the least. But anyway, what am I going to do with this? I'm thinking those crows are going wild. I'm thinking I'm going to put feathers down in here. You know, the vulture feathers. I'm going to put them down in there. I'm going to wrap it. And this is going to be my feather wand, smudge wand. Yeah. Yeah. That I got a lot of show and tell. Blitz, did you see my hawk's claw? Mary, you see it? Isn't that awesome? Like I said, I can hold it and like the bear claw because of the tradition. I'm studying under these precious women, these medicine women, and very grateful, very very humbled to be able to experience this. There's a cattail, not the medicinal kind either. Oh, this is a red tail hawk. Yeah, yeah. Clutching on tight, reminding me to just let it go, let it go. So, um, upon foraging, and I love to forage, I have a bunch of sycamore seeds, aka pollen hell. Pollen hell. Um, I sweep off my porch and all the pollen goes everywhere. It's medicine. It's medicine. It's all medicine. Like 95% of the things out this back door I can eat and live off and be happy. Okay, maybe not happy because I love fucking cheese. I love cheese. I love beans. I mean, a lot of beans and rice. So let's circle back to yoga. Yoga is is my next certification. I believe. Yeah, I believe that that is what I'm going to do. We're just going to have a bunch of yogis running around trying to save the world. That's what I see. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. So, is there anything anybody would like to ask me before I say goodbye? Because we've been going about an hour. And I do apologize for it taking me so long to get on here and catch up, but life has just been wild. Like, really, really wild for me. For the good. For the good. Because as hard as it has been, it's lessons I needed to learn. It's growth that had to take place, or I was going to die. I was going to die. You know, it is a, or it was a shit or get off the pot moment. And it's still that way, but not as intense, if that makes sense. Lots of magical things. I'm getting over this nasty, icky, sticky, been unable to move for days. Pollen is crazy. I want to start touchy walking movement. There you go. There you go. Well, now that I'm 50, I can go to the senior center and take Tai Chi for free. I know. It's awful, but great at the same time. Why not take advantage of free Tai Chi, right? It's not my fault they say you can start at 50. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Yeah. See if there's free Tai Chi. If there's not, you can come do it with me. We'll learn together. Because that's my next step after getting into yoga flow so much. Like I do it every day. I do it every single day. If I'm not doing it with Crystal, my girly and yoga instructor, I'm doing it by myself, listening to soothing music. And she's like, "You're a natural." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're super flexible." I'm like, "I've always been super flexible. I've just not taken it serious enough. And now that I have, I'm thinking about, becoming a yoga instructor myself." You love Tai Chi. You teach it. Can you teach it to us? Can we do a session blitz? That'd be awesome. That would be amazing. Because it's, well, the way we move in yoga is a lot, I sense, I don't know, but it seems like it would be a lot like Tai Chi to do that, for sure. 50 is the new 30. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, especially with magnesium coming back into style. There's a magnesium I take that I seriously can't live without. I mean, I tried to go without it for a week and it's like, nope. Mm-mm. Get back on it. I'm eating less and less meat. And when I do eat meat, it's chicken, free range, ethically grown. I was given some by Crystal, the yoga instructor. She gave me some meat that was actually on the farm. So it was honored too. She said I tried to figure out what to name it because it was a bully and bullies got the name Freezer. It wasn't her, it was the woman that owns the farm. She said, I tried to figure out what to name him. He's a bully, so she named him Freezer. I love that part. I love that part. That was so great. That was so great. Mary, you need to come out here because I have room now and you can spend the weekend for real. And I really think you would enjoy this group of ladies. The temple is amazing. The property has two large bunkhouses, one with a full kitchen in it. There's about seven outhouses. I think there's seven outhouses on the property, and there's a shower house, and there's a lover's nest, and there's a keeper house that none of us go to as a keeper house. But it's ran by therapists. Like I don't have like therapy session with them, but the whole place is like sacred therapy. It's sacred medicine. I won't do medicine quotes. It is medicine. It is medicine complete. Girl, you know I love dancing. Can't wait to hug you. Wonderful to see you thriving, happy and free. Yes, come on. Come on. We can go put our toes in the creek and we could go climb some of these baby mountains. I call them baby mountains or massive hills. At this point, I don't even know which ones are indigenous mounds or not because, you know, it's coming out now that all of this area is like super old and got a lot of stuff going on in it. Who is this, Belle? Hi, Belle Belle. How you doing? How you doing? It's good to see you. Hey, I don't know why you're not. I guess because I thought you weren't going to come back, but I will give that back to you. Blitz, drop your link, please, if you can, if you're still in here. Drop your link. And I've got to go to which one that you're at, Mary. There you are. Okay, that's took care of. That is took care of. Belle, how you been? Yeah, please like, guys. I'm hoping it's not going to be another 33 days before I do another live stream. I really hope. I would like to do my next live stream outside, and I didn't do it outside today because the neighbor down the road, and there's only 4 houses on this whole street. The neighbor down the road was doing a lot of yard work. He was being loud. Like, okay, I'm not doing it, but maybe next time out back or even out front, whichever. And the birds are great. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to get like a bird book to figure out who's who. Who's here? The woodpecker comes all the time. He loves peanuts. I give him peanuts. There are blue jays and cardinals, robins and finches, ravens, and one red-tailed hawk that I can tell. It could be, a family, but usually it's just one that I hear at a time. And of course, those black vultures. There was at the beginning of the road, because it's a dead end, at the beginning of the road, they were out there like the next day. The very next day, I found feathers. I was like, is this what it is? There was vultures at the end of the road. This is too fucking cool. This is way too fucking cool. So when you're on the right path, synchronicities will happen. It's unavoidable. It's just unavoidable. And when you ask the universe, when you question anything, when you question in earnest with an open heart, you get the right answers. You get your true north. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to end with. That's what I'm going to end with is walk your talk as closely and as often as you can so that you don't get flipped around on your head. And you all have a blessed day.